Alrighty friends, we have a lot to talk about. We are now diving into the more critical analysis portion moving forward with the channel, in addition to news videos as well. So I'll slowly be introducing various concepts and topics. We'll talk about floaty parkour, magnetism, transmog, and so much more. Have fun editing that, Sean. And today, we'll be tackling on the subject of the gore and the dismemberment. But before we begin, a little history lesson. The dismemberment and the gore, it's a part of Dying Light. That is like one of the many things that solidifies the game and really brings it all together. The gore is so good, it gets banned in various countries. That should really tell you the level of violence that's going on here. And upon the embargo release of Dying Light 2, I made it a point to showcase how exactly the new system works. I went in and I attacked various bodies to try and get the familiar feeling from the original. The devs probably thought I was a psychopath because I was trying to do it over and over again. It's funny, right before I did my preview event, I saw a Discord message that told me to test out the dismemberment. So that was on my mind for a while. And every time the dev looked over at me, he probably saw me doing this. So the system has been slightly reworked, but before I do discuss it, there is one major thing to say. When I asked the dev about dismemberment, he did indeed say that in the current build at all the preview events, the mechanic was a little bit finicky. So chopping off limbs like we used to, it might not be working as intended. And in my experience, that's exactly what happened. I was not chopping up like we used to. So aside from that issue, there's also a little bit more as to how the new system works. Remember the motto that I keep going back to. Everything in Dying Light 2 is so much more complex. You can't play it the same way that you did in the original in some aspects. In the original, it was very much hit arm, arm chop off. In Dying Light 2, when it does work, the dismemberment works with a lot of precision and you need to be exact and attack the joints. When you do that, you have the highest success rate to get it something looking like it did in the original. That is for one-handed weapons. When it comes to two-handed weapons, these things just absolutely demolish and ruin enemies. So I think the finickiness only really occurs with the one-handed weapons that you have, which in my gameplay, that was a lot of it, and many other creators, they also stuck to the one-handed weapons. That's not to say that there aren't two-handed weapons in the game, it's just the majority of us just loved using one-handed weapons. The gameplay out there of two-handed weapons, it's not much, but it's a ton of fun, and like I said, it ruins enemies. I barely use two-handed weapons, I was mostly just chilling with the Last Hope. I think the overall gore system in Dying Light 2, when it's working properly, it's great. It's more of the same chaos that we are used to. When it's not working, it's a little bit of a letdown, I'll say that for sure. I keep seeing many people bring up these claims, but I don't think they made adjustments to make it less violent, because there are some brutal clips out there. It is possible that they tuned it down, but there aren't any signs that suggest that fully yet. Once the system is no longer finicky and it's all ironed out, we'll have a better understanding of how it works. I'm not aware about the current status of Dying Light 2 in Germany and if it's going to be launching on day one. Techland has been running into many issues with their games overseas. The Switch version, very recently, it couldn't sell over there on the Nintendo eStore because of regulations going on. So there's a lot at their hand right now. But to go and quickly recap, the current gore system was not functioning properly. It was a little bit bugged out when we played, and on top of this, the system works differently. You have to be precise and attack specific parts of the body in order to get the same results from the original. That is the intended way. But like I said, it's not quite working like it's supposed to at this moment. And with all that said, that about wraps up today's video. If you want to, you can click this video right here, see some new gameplay that we got in Dying to Know. It's about 15 minutes of new gameplay. So go check that out. It's right there. Do it. It's right there. It's right there. Click it. Click it. Click it. But with that said, thank you everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.